Hello, beautiful souls, sending love and light to whoever is receiving this message. Today we're going to be talking about the Akashic Records, what they are, and my experience accessing them. So if you don't know what the Akashic Records are or is, it's basically a database. It's a blueprint, it's a history book, a large, large history book, a library of information, of knowledge of your soul, your soul's purpose, spirits. This is a place where all of that cannot meet the eye, that can only really meet the mind, lives, where it festers, waiting for you to, access your highest and greatest good, waiting for you to come there. So yeah, this is a place where, mediums, when you talk to a medium and they kind of answer questions or, talk to spirits or whatever, this is kind of the place where most of them go to access what they're accessing. I like to think of the Akashic Records as a very informational library. So say that you have a history report on yourself and you go into this library and you immediately feel relief. You feel, empowered, because you know that whatever questions you may have excuse my voice cracks, whatever questions you may have, whatever answers that you're seeking, they can be found in that library most of the time. It's a very large library, and it's not a library. First of all, I'm saying library as a reference to kind of get your brain to understand what it is. It really is just a mental plane that you kind of go to and you learn and grow about yourself and you gain knowledge, and it's pretty easy to access. Almost anyone with an open mind, an open heart, and a little bit of an open third eye can access the Akashic Record and can learn more about themselves. So yeah, I highly suggest that you do that. I'm going to leave a link to the meditation that I use to access the Akashic Records, and now let's get into my experience with it. Okay, so this experience is pretty exciting to me. I'm glad to share it because it's pretty recent. It was only recently that I accessed the Akashic Records, so I'm still waiting for answers. I'm still, looking around like, what are the signs, But I did get a lot of clarity in my life and my purpose and with who I am. So it was pretty powerful, it was pretty great. So yeah, so basically the first thing that happened is that I went into this very enchanted forest. Kind of like this one, but way older, way cooler, way more, taller grass. Lots of, you can't see really any traces of humanity, of any, human building or, human architecture, anything like that. It's just completely enchanted. It's completely olden. And as I walked through this forest, I noticed that. I looked around, I saw how large the trees are, and there's this very large tree, the biggest of them all, the largest, the size of a water tower, I would say. And in this tree, there's a hole just big enough for myself. And I crawl through this hole, and I go down some black steps, some black stone steps, and I'm, walking down the steps of the tree, climbing into the hole, going even deeper into this enchanted forest. As I reach the bottom of the stairs, I see that I'm in another forest, but this one's even older. This one's even, less tamed from what, it's just, imagine an old ass forest with little to no humanity signs, but even older, so it's like that. And as I get here, I'm told to wait for my spirit guides. I'm told that they will choose to either reveal themselves to me or they will choose not to. And, I'm ready for whatever may come. I decide, look around, everything's beautiful, and then I decide to sit, and I'm kind of just sitting in this very tall grass that's taller than I am. And I'm just looking around like, spirit guide, where you at? I need someone to talk to. Okay, so I'm sitting in this very tall grass, just waiting for my spirit guides to come, and I see a few animals. I see a wolf, I see, what else did I see? I don't know, I see a lot of wild animals, and I'm starting to think, is this my spirit guide? Is this my spirit guide? But none of them are. None of the animals that I see are actually my spirit guide, to my surprise. And suddenly I start to hear water. I heard it before, but I wasn't paying attention to it because I was only looking in the woods, and when I turn, I see a large, beautiful, ocean. I wouldn't say ocean because we're in the woods, stream, river, but it's crystal clear. It's not brown, muddy water or anything like that. it's beautiful water, and it's, you know, so clean that you can tell humanity hasn't touched that water, because if, you know, it's very beautiful water. So I'm drawn to it. Suddenly I'm going through the grass, pushing this tall grass out of my way, running towards the water as if I'm just like awakened, like, whoa, this water is meant for me. And I just feel very called to it. And once I get there, I see something even more magnificent, even more amazing. There are some people behind me now, so if you hear some voices, just try to ignore that and focus on what I'm telling you. But yeah, so I get to the stream, and there is waiting, and there is waiting. And waiting for me is my spirit guide. And guess what my spirit guide is? Something I never could have expected, something I never thought I would see in this enchanted wood forest, inside a tree wood forest. A mermaid. Yes, I see a beautiful mermaid, and okay, I see a beautiful mermaid, and I'm called, I suddenly feel that her name is like Mermaid of Miracles, or Miracle Mermaid, and from that I gained the name Mira. And I kind of just look at her, I watch as she like dances in the water, as her fin flippers, as she jumps, she does a spin and all of that. All just a show for me, so I'm feeling very lucky that I get to see this. And you know, I talk to her and I ask her my question. I came into this with one question, and I try very hard to remember it. My one question is, what is my purpose? Why am I here? And you know, I ask her that, and I almost want to keep that private because it just feels very personal to me. But basically, I did get the answers I was seeking, but I'm also waiting for, you know, more clarity. But I know why I'm here. I kind of felt it before, but that just kind of clarified it. And I got to meet one of the people that is helping me along the way. Sorry, I'm like losing my voice. But yeah, I was very empowered by that conversation. I gained a lot out of it. Yeah, I definitely resonated with this on a very deep level that I didn't even realize, and that's why I was so surprised by the fact that it was a mermaid, because as a child I was, well, I still am now, but I was very obsessed with mermaids. You know, I bought a mermaid tail and I would swim around in my community pool with like my fake mermaid tail. And you know, I made one of those, I was obsessed with those like mermaid TV shows on YouTube, mermaid YouTube series, if anyone's ever seen them. And I also made one with a couple of my friends. I somehow convinced them to do that with me. And I also just love water. Being in the water is where I feel most comfortable. I can hold my breath for an insanely long amount of time, and you know, water doesn't bother my eyes. Salt water and chlorine water, I can easily just open my eyes in the water as well. So definitely resonated with me in a lot of ways, and I feel very connected to that spirit guide. I feel very, you know, happy that someone like that is with me, that someone like that is looking out for me, that someone like that is guiding me along my journey. Yeah, that was my experience accessing the Akashic Records. Very beautiful, very empowering. If you guys liked this video, if you guys liked learning about this journey, make sure to give it a like, give me some more video ideas, some more things you would like to see from me. And if you guys do the meditation, which I highly recommend that you access the Akashic Records in any way that you want, either through this meditation or through some other form. There's always different forms to access your mind, remember that. So yeah, if you guys do the meditation, access the records, make sure you comment down below with your experience. Let me know who your guides are. Let me know if you got any answers that you were seeking. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being here with me. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to share my story with you. I'm very happy that I got that opportunity. I'm just rambling at this point, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Namaste.